Hello, my friends. My name is Sterling, and today we're going to talk about the Boulet Brothers Dragula Season 2, Episode 2. Let's talk the looks, let's talk the drama, let's talk some shit. Here we go. Today we start off our episode with the Boulet brothers engaging in some good old-fashioned grave robbing, because respect for the dead is so last year. And we get another round of Frankenstein references. We already did this in the Meet the Monsters video, guys. We really didn't have to do it twice. Throughout this short, we have Swanthula smelling out the corpse, which makes me really wonder, what does the corpse smell like? If I were to make my best guess, I would think it's like the unholy marriage between absolute vodka and a prolapsed asshole. We start off with our queens getting dumped off by some tractor in the middle of a ghost town, which is exactly how I kick out Grindr hookups when it's time for them to get the fuck out of my apartment. Of course, the shit talk commences immediately as the queens are trying to figure out who got exterminated last night. I don't really care too much about this, so let's move on to the boudoir drama. Let's talk Flicked in the Dick Gate, also known as the drama between Abora and Bitch Puddin'. As if last week's drama wasn't annoying enough, this week we get the exact same drama, except for some reason Dali put himself in the middle of it a little bit, and then talks about how he's so over the drama. But, like, come on, if you're so over it, why are you involved? Why? Answer me that. Riddle me that, Dali. Why? And as if Abora didn't look childish enough in this situation, we get a new detail that Bitch Puddin' apparently, allegedly, went and helped Abora when her car was about to get impounded at 3 a.m., which is pretty nice and indicates some degree of closeness at one point, which Abora seems to continue to deny. I don't know what kind of points Abora thinks that she's winning by doing this, but in my book, like, this is just a clusterfuck of annoyance. Then we get a little makeup sesh between James Majesty and Monique, which Monique doesn't seem to take very seriously and kind of points out James Majesty as being a fake or faking this apology, which is weird because Monique looks super fake in this situation. Like, during the apology, Monique is, relatively glowing as James Majesty is. And yet during the little video moment, she's talking about how it's fake. Bitch, you look fake. You look fake. James Majesty may also be fake, but you look really fake right now. We learned that Monique lost her mom a few years ago to suicide, which is tragic and awful, and I can't imagine that. My heart goes out to Monique for that. And maybe that explains why she's not the nicest. She's going through it, maybe? I don't know. I mean, Erica Clash kind of brings up her darker past with her father and her siblings and mom, and she's an absolute delight and probably one of the nicest girls on the season. So, I mean, going through it doesn't always equal bitchy, crude, or mean. Here's the real tea, though. Why in the hell does Monique brag about not taking that long to build her costumes and props and shit? She got nailed last week for not putting enough effort in, and this week she's talking about how she did it in 48 hours. This is not high school. You are not bragging to your friends about how quickly you wrote an essay. This is a competition where putting less effort gets you sent home. Point blank, period. I think she maybe thought that she could ride the extermination challenges because she's so tough or whatever, but that strategy clearly didn't work out, did it? And she brags about how she has designer masks. Bitch, designer? Why would you spend money on designer masks when, like, no one would be able to tell the difference? It doesn't even make sense. Why are you bragging about that? I don't understand. And Then she comes at bitch pudding for doing the same look 2 weeks in a row. But you do the same look for your entire fucking career and you think you're gonna get away with it. Why are you criticizing bitch pudding when you have the exact same face? With no further ado, let's talk the looks. The Boulets roll up in their new whip, this little Mary Kay Cadillac-looking thing, in their red dresses, which look great on them. They look beautiful, but I do have to say, for an alternative drag show, these looks feel very not that alternative, subversive, or interesting. Let's start with Abora, and I love this look. It's killer, definitely has that early animation vibe to it. My only criticism is that it doesn't look very draggy. It just sort of looks monsterish, which it's a great design, but not tickling that drag funny bone that I want. I want tickled when I'm watching a drag competition show. Victoria Black does this killer fortune teller look, and I'm living for it. I'm not sure how well it actually addresses the challenge, which is like a ghost town challenge, and I don't associate that like Swami fortune teller thing with the Old West, but damn, ooh, those props are good. Look at it. Look at it. It's so spiritual and cool and kooky, and then she just burns it. She just burns it all, and I love it. Oh, yes, Victoria. During my Meet the Monsters impressions video, I talked about how I thought Victoria might be a little too glam town for this, but I was wrong. I was so wrong, and I'm so happy to be wrong because this look gives me life. Kendra Onyx. I've already talked about during this series how I'm not a huge fan of the blood pack in the mouth. But if you're going to do the blood pack in the mouth, this is the way to do it. It's a different color, it's a different texture, and it stands out on its own. And it goes with the theme of the outfit, which is bubonic plague. And yeah, it definitely gives me that. And this one gets a pass from me. During the judges' critiques, Drac Morda, the tall Boulet brother, talks about, like, well, if you didn't have the rats, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, but she has rats. You could make that point about anything. What if Victoria Black didn't have a costume? What if Dali didn't do makeup? What are you gonna do then? Huh? What are you gonna do? I think it's a stupid point. And I like Kendra Onyx, and I like this look, and it's definitely giving me what I want. Maybe not the blood pack in the mouth next time. Okay, thanks. Disasterina. I love this look. I love the baby dolls. I love that she's whipping them with belts because child abuse is scary. And yeah, I'm into it. The only criticism I have is the makeup. I think the makeup's a little bland. I understand that the challenge was a ghost challenge, but I think this is like a little on the literal side, and I would have really liked to have seen maybe like a baby doll face aesthetic to kind of go with the baby dolls on the dress. I think that could have been really creepy and cool and interesting, but I'm not mad at this look. I think it's good, and to be honest, I would have swapped Dali out of the top and put Disasterina there, but that's just my personal preference. Monique Shame. I don't have that much of a response to this look. At least it's a head-to-toe look, unlike last week. I don't understand the markings near her mouth on the mask. It doesn't really look like anything, and it's hardly even contoured this time. I think it could have used some real creativity and some elbow grease, but that's not what you can do in 48 hours, and that's all that she took to do this look, so that's all I have to say about it. James Majesty. Last week was such a strong look that this week it's almost shocking how bad this look is. It's just some boils and a dress and femme makeup. It's not anything that exciting or like story driven particularly. And it makes me really question why James is in the competition. I mean, I know the first week was like very, very strong, but this has me really questioning, does James Majesty have the self-awareness to like project herself into the Dragula world full stop without, having to go for pretty? Golly. Whew, this look gets me hot. I just about flooded my basement when I saw this look. Oh, I just want to sit on his face. That's kind of the problem here. It doesn't feel very draggy or genderfuck. There isn't much femme about it to me. It just reads very masculine, very boy witch doctor. And that's why I would have switched Disasterina out for the top because it's more of a drag look, whereas this just feels like a costume. It doesn't tickle my drag fancy, but Dali, you can tickle my fancy any day, baby. Hit me up. Last but certainly not least, we have Bitch Puddin', who was under a lot of flack this week for doing the same latex that she did last week, which I agree with. I think that you should be bringing something new every week. But then the queens took it even further with, Monique Shames and James Majesty's fake mortuary science degree trying to talk about how corpses respond to being drowned, which is a huge waste of time. No one cares. If it's a good look, it's a good look, and it does not matter if it is realistic. That being said, this is only an alright look. It's fine. The performance did make it a bit better, but it was still middle of the pack. During the judging, Bitch Puddin' even brought up how she was being treated by the other girls, to which Dragmorta responds by basically saying it's your fault for letting them bully you, which is problematic, to say the least, and it's a little bit of a disappointment, to be honest, to hear that from the Boulets. If I see another blood pack, I'm going to lose my fucking shit. No more blood packs, Bitch Puddin'. No more. Erica Clash. This week she comes in with like a tribal animal look, which is fine. I'm not mad at it. It doesn't blow me away. I'm not super excited by it. It doesn't really give me Dragula as much as it gives me furry, but it's fine. I loved during the judging, Erica Clash kind of talks to the Boulets about like putting an effort and like finding herself and like the extermination last week and all this shit. And it, to me, just felt like Erica Clash like turning to the Boulets and going, please don't put me in the extermination challenge. Please don't put me in the extermination challenge. Please don't make me do that again. Please, 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 please. Which is understandable, hilarious, and I love it. This week's extermination challenge was a good old-fashioned paintball shootout, which is a little bit boring in comparison to last week, but I have a feeling that everything's going to be boring in comparison to Big Needles. I do adore how the queens acted during this. Like, okay, the Kendra Onyx versus James Majesty shootout, where Kendra just lays in and James is just like taking it, like, ooh, ow, ooh, it hit my arm, oh, fuck. So good, so good. And then Disasterita, like, flipping off Erica Clash, just so fun. And then my personal favorite, Bitch Puddin' just sort of taking it and then letting it rip. Oh my god. So good. Loved it. 10 out of 10. Although I've never paintballed, so I don't know how much it actually hurts. Comment if you know how much paintball actually hurts. Let me know. How bad is it? So this week it was Monique who got exterminated, next to the most adorable little kitten. Oh, I love it. I love it. And I love that the Boulets put on, like, Monique's mask to do the dirty work. It's like, classic. And thus, we conclude my thoughts and feelings about Season 2, Episode 2 of the Boulet Brothers' Dragula. What do y'all think? Do you agree? Disagree? Leave me a like, leave me a comment, subscribe to my channel if you want to hear more. Talk to you later.